Patrick's eclectic journey from the plains of Westmoreland to the pinnacle of jurisprudence in The Hague was propelled to a great extent by a solid, fervent education at Jamaica College.
We went to school on the 4th of January 1954. We were both sons of primary school headmasters. We entered Jamaica College that year where they offered 10 Coach scholarships for the first time. That was a lot at that time. And so, birds of a feather flocked together. And we just came together naturally.
Those scholarships provided free tuition and free boarding. And we also got £10 each year for pocket money and for books.
Patrick and I shared the same honor of winning government code scholarships for our respective parishes, which caused us to enter the halls of Jamaica College.
Patrick and I first met as first formers at Jamaica College. We were both code scholarship students, he from Westmoreland, I from St. Catherine. And we bonded almost immediately, similar backgrounds, our parents were teachers.
There at JC he met a set of boys, and we were fed on this diet of Belinfanti and Golding and Alexander, Ivor Hunter, Winston Hunter. All of these boys came to JC at the same time in 1953, and they were all country boys, and a number of them used to travel on the diesel to Kingston, and they all became fast friends.
He entered Jamaica College in first form, I was in second form, and in those days it was a gulf between first and second form. He was a little boy.
Particularly at a boys' school, and years difference is a vast difference, and very often you don't interact with people much outside of your own form. I got to know Patrick much better as a law student and as a lawyer, but I certainly remember him from JC. I remember his diligence, both at his work and at his games.
Despite this legal training, it is not by accident that Patrick, in later years, would have produced a book on sport, particularly track and field.
Well, there's a famous photograph of the 1959 track team where Patrick won Class 2 discus. I remember when that was the first year that Class 2, that the discus was being introduced to the younger class. And I remember he came to me with a book that showed the technique for throwing the discus. And as you pivot, you're supposed to pivot with a certain rhythm. And the rhythm was illustrated in the book as a series of musical notes with various values, a crotchet, 2 quavers, so it goes dap, da dap, dap. And Patrick came to me and asked me to explain the significance of the timing. I did so to the best of my ability, and he won the competition. I had nothing to do with it.
He has supported the track and field program over many years. At one point he even had one of the star athletes, Rudolph Mighty, living in his house to facilitate his development in track as well as academia. Early on, Patrick set his sights on a career in law.
I can remember the first week being harassed by the bigger boys. If you survive this week, what are you going to do when you grow up? I said lawyer, Patrick said judge.
It was quite clear that his interest was not in a swanky law office on Duke Street. He was determined from then that he wanted to enter the public service.
He was involved very early, by the way, at the Director of Public Prosecution's office before he went to the Attorney General's chambers. And as a very young, fresh member of the DPP's office, he took on the responsibility in what was a very difficult case, the Larry Walker case. His ambition was to become Solicitor General. He was blocked in that. Then his ambition turned to going on the Jamaican Court of Appeal. And again, that ambition was blocked. And in a real sense, like the biblical prophet who could find no honor in his own country, he was literally driven to apply to fulfill his life work on the international court. It is a confirmation that we are able to produce persons of quality to hold the highest positions in the world in what is an international court reviewing the conduct of persons who have literally breached international law. One of the things that struck me very early about Patrick was this commitment that he had to his family and building his family. Particularly when he was a student in London, he got married very early and started building his family in that very early stage. And I think we now see the fruits of that dedication.
Yes, the friendship with all of us continue. Don't care which career we went into. The friendship with all of us in that group that entered in 54 and 55, that friendship stayed.
I am amazed at how he has managed to maintain his friendships over all these years.
And on the 28th of December every year, he invites all of us every year to a party at Margaret Drive.
I have to say, it doesn't look like work, but he works very hard at maintaining his friendships with all of the boys who went to school with him and people whom he met at university. He just has an enormous number of friends, both male and female, all over the world.
The light that shines from Patrick shines on all of us. And so we feel good every time Patrick shines.
Patrick, it has been my honor to be your friend and colleague for so many years. I, among others, have admired you. It really has been my honor to be associated with you, to know and share in some of your accomplishments.
I think that the honor is well due to him, that he is an excellent representative of the era of the late 50s from Jamaica College and should be celebrated for that.
He has achieved what he has because of his grounding at JC. He sees JC as a place that nurtured him and helped him to be who he is.
Well, to me, Patrick has always been a special friend. And it is absolutely no coincidence that we all have come together on this special evening to give a very special tribute to a very special friend.
We are all proud of him, for everything he has achieved.
Patrick, your life has been exemplary. You have given credence to this saying that it doesn't matter what humble origins you come from. It is not where you are coming from, it is where you are heading. And your life has been outstanding. I know very well that Brenda, somewhere over the rainbow, is smiling down at you tonight.
Thank you.